Angel Reese, the most coddled, babied professional athlete in all of sports, continues to be the most babied and coddled professional athlete in all of sports, continues to have her peers say, "You go, girl. You be unapologetically yourself."
Angel Reese walked into her latest press conference acting like it was a red carpet event, only to end up next to Ariel Atkins, who seemed more like a daycare manager than a pro basketball player.
Reese, the basketball player, is a hard-to-figure mix of extreme strength and pathetic weakness. And because she talks a lot and complains a lot and self-promotes a whole lot, she's going to open herself up to lots and lots of criticism.
She literally called a 23-year-old pro athlete a kid and told the media to go easy on her, like tough questions were too much to handle. Welcome to the participation trophy era of the WNBA, where shooting 31% from the field gets you a safety net instead of real accountability.
Angel Reese had her first good game of the season. Hey, Mr. Interview Reporter Man, what kind of message do you think that could possibly send? One good game out of 9? What message can that actually send to people? Oh, you see that? Every 9 games, Angel Reese, she's guaranteed to have one. Yeah, she shut me up. She had her one good game. Woo! She had a double-double too. Oh, man, she shut me up. Nothing I can say about that.
This is a 23-year-old kid, Atkins said, gesturing to Reese like she was showing off a toddler at show and tell. Then she praised her for all the crap she deals with daily and still showing up like that's some heroic act. Oh, how brave she shows up to a job that pays her hundreds of thousands of dollars. Quick, someone give her a medal for doing the bare minimum.
3-year-old kids, and the amount of crap that she gets on a day-to-day, she still shows up. So whatever questions y'all got like about our team, basketball-wise, we appreciate it, but all the other nonsense, like, it's irrelevant. Like, we here to play basketball and do what we do. We having a hard time right now at the end of the day. Just a 23-year-old kid who handles herself with grace. Her crown is heavy. So whatever else, like, y'all want to come at her for the way that she acts, she has to build the wall. She has to have the wall. Because if she doesn't, people will break her down. Not only just because of the way she looks, but because of the way she carries herself. She doesn't just walk around and act like, oh, I'm this. No, she knows who she is. And we ain't going to break her down for that. So whatever other questions y'all got, like, I'm hoping it's just about basketball. Maybe a box score question. But the kid's crown is heavy. Like, respect that.
Yeah. I know today wasn't as you expected, but how does it feel to win BET, Sports Woman of the Year, for the 3rd time?
But here's the kicker. Atkins told reporters to only ask basketball-wise questions, calling everything else irrelevant nonsense. Ma'am, this isn't elementary school recess. These are professional athletes, in the spotlight by choice, getting paid big money based on performance. Accountability comes with the territory.
It's a part of it, unfortunately. Unfortunately, it's a part of it. Being famous, being popular, it all comes with it, right? The good, the bad.
The absolute audacity sitting there watching Angel Reese get emotional over her poor play, then swooping in like some kind of basketball superhero to save the day. Atkins actually said, "Her crown is heavy." Heavy? What crown? The crown of dropping from an already shaky 39% shooting to a brutal 31%? If that's the crown we're talking about, then yeah, it should be heavy. Heavy with the weight of disappointment and unmet expectations.
Here's what I kept saying about Angel Reese last season, and I'll drive it home again right here, right now. I'm not sure anybody has ever paid to see rebounding. Logo threes and magic passes, yeah, they will pay like crazy to watch Caitlin Clark. They'll pack NBA-sized arenas to watch Caitlin Clark. But Angel, for all your charisma and all your charm, all your highly entertaining social media presence, if you can score only 4 against the Fever without Caitlin and look laughably bad doing so, you can't say you're playing as big a part in the WNBA's exploding ratings as Caitlin is. You just can't say that. You can't make that.
You're enjoying this? Then hit that subscribe button. But let's talk about the elephant in the room. The hypocrisy so thick you could cut it with a butter knife. Angel Reese chose the villain role. She embraced it. She told the world she was fine with the backlash and willingly stepped into the spotlight as the antagonist to Caitlin Clark's hero narrative. Now suddenly, we're supposed to treat her like a fragile victim? You can't play the villain and then ask for sympathy when the heat turns up. Pick a lane.
I see what the Slows are doing. What are they doing? Now they're going to victimize Angel Reese and throw a national pity party to distract everyone from the disastrous performance she and this squad are displaying every game. Can't fool me. Damn it. It's that obvious, huh? It's that noticeable what they're doing, isn't it?
Now that the criticism is finally landing, suddenly Angel Reese needs protection. This is the same Angel Reese who spent her rookie year saying, "People are watching women's basketball because of me too, not just one person." The same Angel Reese who cheered when Kennedy Carter cheap-shot Caitlin Clark. The same Angel Reese who couldn't go a press conference without bringing up Clark's name. But now, when a reporter dares to ask about her own statements on her role in the league's popularity, she shuts it down with a cold, "Next question." You can't spend months branding yourself as the villain, then cry victim when people finally start treating you like one.
So what actually happened on the playing call?
Guess what?
I couldn't tell what happened. Like, what was it looked
We ran into each other.
possibly like you even stepped on her foot. Like, it was as incidental as that.
Let me go look at it. Okay. Next.
Second one, right?
Let's be crystal clear about what we're witnessing this season. A complete and utter collapse. Angel Reese is averaging 10.1 points per game on 35.8% shooting, and that's not just bad. It's historically catastrophic for someone who is expected to take a leap in her sophomore year. She's taking 7.3 shots per game in the restricted area and making just 31.8% of them. For context, that's worse than any player in WNBA history who's attempted at least 5 shots in the paint per game. This isn't a slump. It's a fundamental breakdown in basic basketball execution. Meanwhile, the media and her fans keep hyping her up like she's on Caitlin Clark's level. So let's do some quick math. Caitlin Clark, rookie year 17.1 PPG, 8.2 APG, led the entire league in assists. Angel Reese, second year 13.6 PPG, 1.8 APG, with a shooting touch of someone playing in oven mitts. Clark is putting together an MVP caliber campaign. Reese? She's struggling to finish layups. And we're still calling this a rivalry? Let's be honest, this isn't a rivalry. It's a masterclass versus a meltdown.
It's about sports. This is about athletic ability. You know what I'm saying? And when you look at Caitlin Clark's game, who's very reminiscent of a Steph Curry, based on her range and the three, plus everything else she does. And then you look at Angel Reese. Stop it.
The Chicago Sky went all in this offseason to build around Angel Reese. They traded away the number 3 overall pick for Ariel Atkins, added veteran leadership, and restructured the entire roster around Reese and Camila Cardoso. And what do they have to show for it? A 2-6 record and the worst point differential in league history through the first 2 games. Even ESPN ranked their young core 7th in the league, with Reese's poor performance cited as a major reason for the low placement. But here's where it gets truly rich. When asked about her abysmal finishing at the rim, Reese refused to answer. When questioned about her struggles, she gets defensive. When reporters press for accountability, suddenly, she needs a bodyguard cue Ariel Atkins stepping in to shield her from basic questions. This is the same Angel Reese who told the world she was tough enough to play the villain, but apparently not tough enough to explain why she can't make layups.
When you do receive online stuff of that nature, you know, what kind of messages a game like this send to them, as well as just the kind of momentum that this could build for you throughout the season?
Yeah, I was don't worry about what's going on online. I get so much love in person. I haven't ever had a negative encounter in person ever. And I've been going through this for 3 years. I've never had a
encounter in person that was negative. So people online are behind the keyboard for a reason, and I don't worry about that stuff. I trust my work. My teammates trust me. And I was telling Milla today, like, she felt like she was having a rough day, and I was like, how many times have I had a rough day? And you picked me up. So don't get down on yourself. I know my teammates have my back, my coaches have my back, and that's all that really matters. I don't have to prove anything to anybody but myself and my teammates.
Second row on the left.
And then Atkins has the nerve to say Angel Reese handles herself with grace. Grace? Is that what we're calling it now? When someone cheers on teammates for committing flagrant fouls, when someone refuses to answer fair questions about their performance, when someone brags about getting special whistles, and then crumbles the moment their own play comes under fire? Because if that's grace, then we'd hate to see what Atkins considers poor sportsmanship. But the most frustrating part of this whole circus, watching the double standard play out in real time. Caitlin Clark gets hammered with flagrant fouls, takes cheap shots, and still answers every question with poise and professionalism. Angel Reese commits a flagrant, shoots 0-for-8, and suddenly the media is supposed to treat her with kid gloves, only ask safe box score questions, and ignore the obvious point. One player is elevating the conversation. The other is doing everything she can to dumb it down to her level.
Angel Reese has been nothing but coddled. She's been nothing but babied. She wins participation trophies to keep her name in the media. Over gold medalists, over Olympians, over people who actually instill change. I'm not sure where, other than online, where any of this negativity can really come from.
Let's not forget this is the same Angel Reese who spent months telling the world she was helping grow the game, that people were tuning in because of her, that she deserved just as much credit as anyone else for the WNBA's rise in popularity. But when it's time to back up those claims with performance, when the lights are bright, and it's her moment to prove she's worth watching, she completely falls apart. And instead of taking responsibility, instead of grinding harder or proving the doubters wrong, she hides behind a teammate asking for the media to go easy on her. Here's what's really happening. Angel Reese built her entire brand around being the antagonist to Caitlin Clark. She positioned herself as the bold, brash alternative for fans who didn't want to root for the Golden Girl. But she forgot one crucial truth: villains have to be good. Villains have to be dangerous, competent, and worth the price of admission. What we're watching instead is someone who talked the talk loudly but simply can't deliver when it matters most.
Helps for Caitlin to have a foil figure. Helps when you, Angel, play the villain role, when your Sky play her Fever. But foil figures don't draw by themselves. They need to play off superstars. I could be wrong, Angel, but I'm not sure any kid has ever asked a parent to be taken to a game to see Angel Reese rebound.
According to the data, nearly 92% of Angel Reese's shots come from within 10 feet, yet she's shooting just 28% from inside 3 feet and 36.8% from 3 to 10 feet. That's not just a slump, it's a fundamental problem for the Chicago Sky. Reese is their primary interior presence, but she's alarmingly inefficient in the very area that's supposed to be her strength. To put it in historical context, in 28 seasons of WNBA history, there have been 205 instances of players averaging at least 5 shots per game in the restricted area. Of those, only 5 shot under 50%, and none shot worse than 43.8%. Reese's current 31.8% would be the worst restricted area shooting percentage for any high-volume player in league history. The Sky are being outscored by 18 points per 100 possessions, and Reese's dramatic regression from 39.1% to 31.1% shooting is a major reason why. She's gone from promising rookie to a player who now needs protection from basic media questions. And instead of facing the uncomfortable truth that maybe, just maybe, her game isn't where it needs to be, we get deflection.
She goes on and she talks about how she doesn't hear about the outside noise, how she's never had a negative encounter in real life, never had a negative encounter in real life. But Ben, there's no way. There's no way she's never had a negative encounter, you see? You see, this is proof of the negative encounter. The WNBA even conducted an investigation about this negative encounter. No way Angel Reese said that. No way. She did.
Here's the brutal reality check no one seems willing to say out loud. Angel Reese positioned herself as Caitlin Clark's equal. She demanded to be treated as such and crafted her entire public persona around the comparison. But when the lights are brightest, when expectations are sky high, and it's time to actually deliver on the court, she's not even in the same stratosphere, and instead of grinding to close the gap, instead of using the criticism as fuel, she's asking for participation trophies and safe spaces. Angel Reese's 2025 season isn't just a sophomore slump, it's a clear regression from her promising rookie campaign. Her shooting efficiency is now historically bad, her scoring output is declining, and her inability to handle fair media scrutiny paints a troubling picture not just for her personal development, but for the future of the Chicago Sky. The biggest red flag: the disconnect between the bold, confident villain persona she once embraced, and the version we see now shielded from accountability, hiding behind teammates, and avoiding tough questions. It raises a serious question the Sky front office can't ignore. Is Angel Reese truly ready to be the franchise cornerstone they hoped she would become? Right now, all signs point to no.